Lesson 31. Shame. Basic patterns. You should be ashamed of yourself. His behavior was shameful. He has disgraced his entire family. She is a disgrace to her country. I feel very ashamed for what I did. I want to apologize for the shame I have brought on this school. He blushed with shame. That man has no shame. He couldn't hide his embarrassment. His shame was evident to everyone. I lied to my parents, and now I feel very guilty. I feel so ashamed of myself. I can't believe I fell flat on my face at the recital. I'm so ashamed and embarrassed. I don't think I can face my friends and family. Lesson 32. Threat. Basic patterns. That dog is very threatening. The idea of change threatens some people. He was warned about a possible threat. Predators were a threat to the herd. His crops were threatened by the lack of rain. Are you threatening me? People can act violently if they feel threatened. My cat is no threat to anybody. This wind is threatening to become a storm. His tone of voice held a subtle threat. If you aren't home exactly on time tonight, we are going to have to punish you. If you come home late, then you won't be able to talk on the phone for 2 weeks. Give me everything, or I will use my gun. Don't try to call for help until I'm long gone, otherwise I'll have to hurt you. If you don't work late tonight, then don't bother coming back to work at all. Lesson 33. Reproach. Basic patterns. You need to stop being late to work. He reproached Tom for his careless work. The teacher admonished the whole class for their grades. I wouldn't do that if I were you. That's not a good idea. That is not okay. I can't believe you just did that. That was disgusting. You are very rude. You can't act that way in public. You would have had plenty of time to finish if you had started the book report when I first gave the assignment. I must admit that I'm very disappointed in you. You need to take this more seriously. You have no right to get on my case. I don't think you do. We are all depending on each other to do our parts. Lesson 34. Worries. Basic patterns. I'm worried about next week's test. Don't worry about me. I'm worried for your safety. Your driving concerns me. He doesn't seem concerned about his health. It's nothing that you should worry about. His actions have always been a worry to me. This new information is very worrisome. I'm a little concerned about the expense of this meal. He is a real worry to his mother. I've got some money troubles. I'm a musician, and I often don't have regular jobs. I'm good at English and history, but I'm really awful at the natural sciences. I can't get rid of my worries. I know I'm being silly, but I'll worry about her for the rest of my life. Lesson 35. Deception. Basic patterns. You tricked me. I was deceived in this business deal. His words were very deceptive. You allowed yourself to be deceived. Don't be fooled by his friendly words. He was completely fooled by his enemy. Don't let appearances deceive you. You can't fool me that easily. He was tricked out of his money. I can't believe I was such a fool. She would have contacted my parents if I couldn't have come up with a good excuse. It's only a white lie, so it's no big deal. My conscience would weigh heavily on me. I had to make something up so I wouldn't get into trouble. Are you sure that you had to be dishonest? Lesson 36. Ridicule. Basic patterns. He's always making mistakes. Does she always dress that badly? You are such an idiot. What you are saying is ridiculous. His argument is nonsense. He is an awful actor. That is the most stupid thing I have ever heard. He is the worst worker here. His poem is awful. Your music is hurting my ears. Then why was everyone laughing at me? They were having fun at my expense. I don't like the embarrassment. Then that's too bad, because I'm never going to put myself through that ordeal again. Last week, I did something really dumb, and everyone laughed. Lesson 37. Flattery. Basic patterns. You haven't aged one bit. That dress looks marvelous on you. Don't try to impress me with flattery. I'm not fooled by your false compliments. You played that piece wonderfully. You sing like an angel. He's the best ball player I have ever seen. You are our most valuable worker. We are very impressed with your work. You have the best yard in the neighborhood. You are just the person I was hoping to run into, because your smile brightens up my day. Can't I just enjoy your company? I really like that dress you are wearing. I just wanted to let you know how well I think you are running the office. Lesson 38. Sorrow. Basic patterns. I'm so sorry this has happened to you. I can't deal with this right now. This is awful. Are you crying? I'll be okay in a moment. I miss my wife. These pictures make me sad. He's still grieving for her. She hasn't gotten over the death of her child. I just don't feel like talking about it. Why are you so upset? I feel like my heart is breaking. I'm not in the mood to talk right now. I'm really upset right now, and I think I'd rather be alone. In these cases, time to heal is the only thing that can help. Lesson 39. Jealousy. Basic patterns. That girl thinks she is so cute. I wish I could afford a car like this. I have to admit, I'm a little jealous. I'm envious of his success. You have no reason to envy me. Are you jealous of my friend? I wish I could be as fast as Tom. He clearly makes Bill jealous. Jealousy can really hurt a friendship. It doesn't help to be envious of him. I can already tell that I won't like him. It sounds like you are jealous. I just don't like the idea of you spending so much time with that guy. No matter how much I study, I can't seem to beat you. I guess my envy makes me get carried away. Lesson 40. Fear. Basic patterns. Dogs terrify me. I'm scared of heights. He's too afraid of getting hurt. Something has given him a bad fright. That man's eyes frighten me. That movie was terrifying. I'm still afraid of the dark. Drowning is one of my greatest fears. I'm not afraid to say what I think. Don't be frightened by the noises. If you turn off the lights, the monster will come out from underneath my bed. It will come out and eat me if you turn off the lights. I freak out every time I see a bug. Have you ever tried to overcome your fear? One day, you will have to face your fear. Lesson 41. Unforgettable experiences. Basic patterns. I once met the president. Swimming with dolphins was unforgettable. I almost drowned when I was a boy. Last year, I went to the Great Wall. I'll never forget the day I met my husband. This is the most memorable day of my life. You only graduate from college once. Esther is a truly unforgettable person. How can I forget the day my child was born? I can't forget how much you have done for me. The one thing that I will never forget is swimming with the dolphins. It was an unbelievable experience. I made sure that I took lots of pictures so I can always remember my trip. I wanted to capture every last detail. I want to be able to share this memorable experience with everyone I care about. Lesson 42. Sweet memories. Basic patterns. Do you remember how the flowers used to smell on our farm? You were wearing the blue dress on our first date. I loved to sit under that oak tree as a child. Some of my best memories are from college. These pictures bring back some great memories. Fresh grass always reminds me of childhood summers. I love New York in the summer. I can't forget the way her hair smelled. That reminds me of my first dog. I still like thinking about my first girlfriend. Pictures are nice, but I don't need any reminders for such a milestone in our lives. There have been many other moments since we've become parents that I will remember just as much. It's a very significant moment in your life. He reminds me of my first dog. One of the best memories I have of him was when I first got him. Lesson 43. Memorable people. Basic patterns. Jeff was the funniest guy in our class. The whole town thought Jim was a good mayor. I'm glad to see that you still remember me. How could I forget my favorite college professor? Alfred was the tallest guy in our school. Hector was the worst employer I ever had. Our nation owes a lot to Martin Luther King Jr. Susan was the prettiest girl in our town. Karen had a beautiful singing voice. He helped many people in his long career. Have you kept in touch with many of your old classmates? There is one person I'm positive I'll recognize. Nevertheless, she is someone I'll never forget. This autograph is worth a lot because he's such a memorable figure in baseball and African American history. His courage won't be forgotten. Lesson 44. Ecstatic experiences. Basic patterns. I love my new job. That surprise birthday party was great. This balloon ride is incredible. Our trip to the mountain was amazing. My first time scuba diving was unforgettable. Tasting this chocolate is pure ecstasy. Parachuting gives me an incredible rush. It's not safe, but I love driving fast. My greatest thrill is going on the roller coaster. I love the way these sheets feel wrapped around me. I can't believe this is really happening. You'll probably feel differently when some of the excitement has passed. I didn't think I would get it, but I did. I do, but right now I'm so excited that nothing could rain on my parade. Why are you so worked up? Lesson 45. Embarrassing experiences. Basic patterns. I can't believe I said something that stupid at the party. I just spilled my drink all over my pants. Halfway through my speech, I forgot the rest of what I wanted to say. I didn't notice the stain until I got to work. He tripped and fell right in front of the guests. She came to the party in the same dress as me. My ex-girlfriend told everyone at the party about me. He was so sick that he vomited right in the middle of dinner. I just realized that this shirt isn't clean. Someone told Bob what I said about him. That has to be my most embarrassing moment ever. That shouldn't be enough to cause you to quit. That is a little embarrassing. Still, you shouldn't stop doing something you liked just because of one incident. I embarrassed myself the entire evening. Lesson 46. Dangerous experiences. Basic patterns. I slipped on some ice and broke my arm. The car accident almost killed my brother. She almost fell into the tiger cage. That rock just missed my head. I almost didn't see that bus coming. He's very lucky to have survived the war. I'm worried about him because he works in a prison. Mountain climbing is exciting because it can be dangerous. Steve drives too fast and takes too many risks. Anne was in the hospital for 6 weeks after getting hurt. I was driving to work when a huge truck ran a red light. I'm sorry you had to go through that. There were always bombs and gunfire all around us. My stomach would have been full of butterflies. I've never been so scared in my life, and my entire life flashed before my eyes. Lesson 47. Mysterious experiences. Basic patterns. My aunt said she once saw a ghost. What was that noise? I think there's something in the darkness. No one knew what happened to Simon. The killer's identity remained unknown. The police don't know who took the jewels. Her recipe is good because of the secret ingredient. His job in the war is still a secret. She says that she can predict someone's future. Some people believe that aliens visit Earth from other planets. Truthfully, there have been some unexplained occurrences around the house. Mysterious noises like you heard that seem to have no natural causes. Doors that seem to close on their own, and objects that get moved around, but not by human hands. A couple of months ago, a friend and I went to a psychic, just for a few kicks. Not everything that happens in the world can be explained. Lesson 48. Romantic experiences. Basic patterns. We went ice skating on our first date. He sang to me at the restaurant. I asked her to marry me on the beach. We took a trip to Hawaii together. He sent me flowers at work. She read me her favorite poem. He used to walk me home from school every day. This is our 20th anniversary. We learned a horseback ride together. He cooked my favorite meal for me. What did you and your boyfriend do for Valentine's Day? He surprised me with a tropical vacation. This is the nicest gift that anyone has ever gotten me. I think that this is the most romantic thing you've ever done for me. A moonlight stroll on the beach sounds like a great way to end the evening. Lesson 49. Horrible experiences. Basic patterns. I saw a child begging on the street this morning. The car hit him right in front of me. His arm was cut very badly by the fan blade. I was once beaten very badly by a robber. After the crash, the doctors had to pick out glass from my leg. I could hear the child crying all night outside. Her baby was eaten by wolves. The fire destroyed our entire house. My aunt's finger was cut off while she was working in a factory. The accident left him blind in one eye. I cut myself while fixing the lawnmower. He was on a business trip and was on his way home when the terrorists killed him. It was the single worst terrorist attack that the world has ever seen. I have 2 broken ribs, and they hurt when I move too much. I managed to punch one of them, but I couldn't take on both of them at the same time. Lesson 50. Cyber love experiences. Basic patterns. You shouldn't believe everything you read on the internet. We first met in a chat room. A person doesn't have to be honest online. There are a lot of strange people on the internet. I don't think online dating is healthy for people. Dating online is a good way for shy people to meet other people. I just got an email from Rick. I stopped chatting with him when he got a little strange. How do you know he isn't married? Do you think online dating really works? Actually, I've been chatting with a very nice guy. I met him online, so I've never seen him in person. Don't you know how dangerous it is to meet men online? It's not desperate to go online to meet new people. It would be very difficult to have such a long-distance relationship. Lesson 51. Foolish experiences. Basic patterns. I found out that I wasn't as smart as I thought. He brought the package to the wrong office. He wore blue jeans to a formal dinner. I completely forgot about her divorce. She spilled the soup all over her dress. He brought his girlfriend to his ex-wife's party. He overslept and missed work. I got lost and drove around the city for hours. My decision ruined the whole evening. He should never drink that much alcohol in public. She'll never give me an extension for such a foolish excuse. I don't want to look stupid in front of the teacher. Did I do anything embarrassing? The worst thing was when you got up on top of the table and started dancing and singing. I let the cat out of the bag with only one day to go. Lesson 52. Adventurous experiences. Basic patterns. I spent this summer fighting forest fires. My brother is a rodeo rider. John is a New York City firefighter. She was trapped on a mountain in Tibet for almost a day. His raft turned over in rough whitewater. Have you ever seen a bullfight in Spain? I love bungee cord jumping. The adrenaline rush is incredible. I live for excitement. I'm planning to climb Mount Denali in Alaska. I was worried that I would chicken out the first time I tried it, but I found out that you get so caught up in the excitement that you don't have time to be scared. Everything happens so quickly that you won't have time to start worrying. Not everyone can say that they've climbed some of the tallest mountains in the world. Every year, some people are killed falling off cliffs, getting caught in avalanches, or from exposure to the elements. I prefer to rough it when I go camping. Lesson 53. Exciting experiences. Basic patterns. Walking across the street in China can be very exciting. A predictable life isn't very exciting. You need a little bit of excitement in your life. I always get excited about Christmas. This movie is incredibly thrilling. I'm very excited about my future. I can't contain my excitement about traveling to Japan. I don't think I can stand much more excitement. He's excited at the idea of moving. Don't excite the children. It's not every day you get the opportunity to study and live in a foreign country. I can't help but be happy that I get to study in Paris for an entire year. I remember one Christmas where you were so excited that you waited up for Santa all night long. I can't wait to tell all my friends. I'm going to get to see the ground from high up in the air, just like a bird. Lesson 54. Brave experiences. Basic patterns. You're very brave. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Playing contact sports builds character. He grew up in a rough neighborhood. He jumped into the river to save that boy from drowning. He is certainly not a coward. She didn't panic when the bear saw her. It took a lot of nerve to go out in the storm. We all have to conquer some fears. Courage means different things to different people. There is an amazing story of a man who managed to stop a robbery. I wonder why he risked his life for a stranger. He said that he couldn't just stand by and watch some innocent person get hurt. I just did what anyone would have done in my situation. I really didn't have time to think. I just acted. Lesson 55. Lonely experiences. Basic patterns. I just moved to town and haven't met anyone yet. It's hard to work somewhere far from home. Billy hasn't made any friends at his new school. I'll miss you when you're gone. I have no one to really talk to. There are no other Americans in my school. This is my first time away from home. I just broke up with my girlfriend. This house feels empty with just me in it. Everyone else has gone home for the summer. I just found out that I'm going to have to work on Christmas. I'm a real people person and love being around others. I had to finish a project and couldn't take the time to go on vacation. I was the only one left in the dorms. Absolutely, I've been dying for some company. Lesson 56. Confusing experiences. Basic patterns. I don't think this is the right address. Do you know where we are going? I'm not sure which bag is mine. He keeps getting their names mixed up. It's hard to remember which classroom is mine. It's very confusing to learn a new language. Chinese characters always confuse me. He was confused as to what his boss wanted him to do. Jill is easily confused. The deer was confused by the headlights of the car. Well, I'm not sure if everything is good. Has anything unusual happened to her recently? I don't have a clue where to go from here. Yes, I swear I have, but I can't seem to remember it for long. We were all eating in a restaurant when I got up to use the bathroom right before we were about to leave. Lesson 57. Miserable experiences. Basic patterns. I've had a fever for the past 2 days. I can't wait to get out of these wet clothes. This backpack is way too heavy. We've been walking for hours and I'm exhausted. My first few months at college were miserable. I once had to sleep on the floor of a train. I hate going to funerals. Talking to my boss is pure misery. He is a miserable little person. This rain is miserable weather. I was really sorry to hear that you were sick for so long. It's been a month and she's still feeling bad. The worst part of the illness is that you were always so tired. My drinking got so bad that I lost my job because I got caught drinking while at work. I couldn't support my family while I was drinking, so I made the decision to sober up. Lesson 58. Peaceful experiences. Basic patterns. It's very quiet up here on the mountain. This street is so much more peaceful than the rest of the city. The church is a very calm place to pray. This music soothes my soul. Let's go have a nice day in the park. My vacation was very relaxing. Rowing on the lake in the morning helps clear my mind. Meditation helps me deal with stress. I'm most calm after a long run. I want to retire to a cabin deep in the forest. You should take up some activities that help you to relax. I take classes in yoga to help me unwind. It's very peaceful and helps you clear your mind of all thoughts and worries that can cause you stress. When I really want to relax, I like to be alone. I was so relaxed by my day at the beach that I fell asleep in the sun. Lesson 59. Failure. Basic patterns. I'm sure I just failed that exam. Terry just lost that account for our company. He gambled away most of his savings. The cook ruined this meal. The attempt ended in complete failure. She failed to find any solution to the problem. I can't find any kind of job in this town. Tim finished last in the race. Bill lost the election for mayor. He couldn't finish the report on time. During the talent portion, my voice broke when I went to go for a high note. I did get a new job, but then I got fired. I can't believe I failed so horribly. At least you learned a valuable lesson about not getting in over your head. I lost my job, so I couldn't afford to live on my own anymore. Lesson 60. Success. Basic patterns. His first book was a bestseller. I finally graduated from college. I just got my dream job. You've taken some incredible photographs here. Sharon was first in her class at law school. I finally got that promotion I wanted. She just won the lottery. My dad was just voted in as the company president. His paintings are some of the most famous in the country. That was the fastest I have ever run a mile. I feel really flattered that out of all the students I was picked. No matter what you do, you'll make them proud. I want to show everyone how successful I turned out to be. That's quite a success story. It sounds like you have a lot to be proud of.